Author and columnist Mark Steyn joins us tonight. Great to see you, Mark.
Okay. By the way, we had a gun registry up in Canada that was a complete fiasco. It turned out to be, it got completely infected with inaccurate information, and I think the Canadian taxpayers wound up spending $600 per gun registration because it became just another pointless, inaccurate government boondoggle.
But why is it that the people, look, I mean, there are a lot of reasons these things happen, and ultimately they're the fault of the guy who does it, the guy who pulls the trigger. But if government is telling you, we can keep you safe, you have no right to protect yourself, we're going to protect you, and then they don't, and then they won't admit that they didn't, and then they persist in trying to prevent you from protecting yourself, doesn't that suggest that maybe something's not on the level here?
Yes, and I think actually this gets to the heart of it. If you were to look at this school cop, so-called, if his behavior is as reported, is a very good example of what happens when you massively expand law enforcement. The proportion of bad police, the police who let you down, will increase, and it will eventually be like the TSA when you go to the conveyor belt and get your take your shoes off, and there's 9 people standing around. But how many of them would actually respond effectively in a bad situation? That's the first problem. The second problem is that if you were serious about gun control, you'd have to change the minds of tens of millions of American, law-abiding American citizens. So you would not stage the spectacle that CNN staged last night, which brought back memories to me of the Paul Wellstone funeral 15 years ago. You remember?
Yes,
a
vividly.
senator, he died in a plane crash, very sad. They held a funeral and turned it into an ugly partisan political reality. Speaking as a foreigner, you know, Americans, private gun ownership is central to Americans' sense of themselves in a way that it is not to Australians, for example. And that, to change that requires calm, thoughtful, rational debate rather than emotional exhibitionism of the kind on display last night.
I think you made the key point right there, which is you need to convince people. You can't change hundreds of years of law and custom simply by fiat or screaming or threatening people. In a democracy, you have to bring people along with you. You have to not compel them, but convince them. And the left doesn't seem interested in that at all.
No, and I think this is actually where it's going. Well, I would say, for example, that if you look at Germany and Scandinavia, where police chiefs tell women that it's not safe to go out alone at night since they let all the refugees into the country, you have declining social trust, which is likely to move Europeans back towards a self-defense model. Now, you have declining social trust is one of the phenomena of our times here in America. And when people look at that incompetent and weaselly sheriff last night battering Dana Lash, who's a private citizen, because she wants to know why he didn't act on any of those 39 complaints, people are not willing to mortgage their self-defense rights to the government, and not a government as inept as all levels of, whether it's school district, sheriff, or federal, all levels of government failed in Florida.
That's exactly right. If you're telling me I can't defend myself, you're going to protect me, you better prove you can, and they're not. Mark, that was really deep and smart. Thank you, as always.